was lots of excitement over this possession in overtime as the Celtics were down 3, and the sudden adjustment by Joe Mazzulla to sub in Hugo Gonzalez worked to perfection as he sprinted to the corner, got wide open, and tied the game. This sent the Celtics to a second overtime where they eventually outlasted the Nets for the win. But was this as smart as everyone is making it out to be? And did the Celtics even deserve to win this game in the first place? I mean, coming out of the timeout, the Nets have two choices. Either foul the guy catching the ball before he can get into the upward motion of his shot, or zone this from behind to prevent the three-point shot in the first place. There seems to be some disorganization all around, as both coaches are furiously signaling from the sideline. Mazzulla notices how the Nets are matching up, putting a big guy on the inbounder to make it hard to get the pass in, which is smart. But it is notable that Fernandez doesn't have anyone guarding the best shooter in the building in Sam Hauser. Rather than foul, it appears they are going to zone the three-point line and force a catch inside the arc. Mazzulla spots 6'5 guard Drake Powell guarding 6'11 Amari Williams. So he desperately tries to get Williams' attention to tell him to move to the other side of the court. Williams seems confused and points to where he thinks Mazzulla wants him to go, and this must be when it hits Mazzulla. Why is a non-shooter in the game for a situation where you need a three? So now they put in Hugo, who's shooting 38% from behind the line, and there's a little more confusion on the Celtics side. Watch Pritchard hold up his hands like he doesn't know what he should be doing, and if you're going to start Hauser in the backcourt like this, it's usually to get him running fast around some sort of screen going towards the ball. What happens next doesn't resemble any sideline out of bounds play I've ever seen drawn up.
The play wasn't necessarily for him. These threes are a crapshoot. I mean, you never know what defense they're in. Are they reading before? Are they reading after? Are they matching up? Are they on the body, off the body? And so it was really just a read to where those four guys had to make a play, and Hugo made a great play and made a great pass.
Brown runs into the lane, Hauser runs as far away as he can, and Pritchard wanders around the top. Gonzalez does fake a step up like he was going to come off a double pin down from Brown and Hauser, but then breaks this off to go to the strong side corner.
We're around the three-point line and there's a miscommunication and they get a wide open shot.
It's not surprising that there was a miscommunication, as there was lots of on-the-fly adjustments going on once they got out of the huddle and saw how the Celtics lined up. Fernandez is telling Powell to get on the high side of Amari Williams, and then he tells Zaire Williams to also get on the high side of Pritchard so he can't be screened. When they sub Gonzalez in, they're still trying to tell Powell to get on the high side. You've got these two assistants calling out to Clowney to watch out for the inbounder stepping in, but the one guy they didn't call out to was Michael Porter Jr. Now, you might be wondering why he's even in the game, considering his back issues make him a complete liability on this end of the floor. And I'm sure there were any number of players his size on the bench that could have been out there, like Nick Claxton. And here's the complete breakdown defensively. Porter looks like he was guarding Gonzalez man-to-man, while everyone else is in zone. This could explain why Clowney didn't pick up the cutter coming towards him, so at the moment he turns his head to watch the ball, Porter stops and suddenly realizes he's supposed to zone up the backside. You probably won't ever see a pro team collapse like this on a defensive possession that only had one option for the offense. And you can see Clowney glare at Porter for not staying with the man, while Porter throws his hands up and looks at the bench first, which I do find interesting. But then he gestures to Clowney that it was his coverage in that strong side corner, and I think I agree with him. And we're left with the one pose you never want to see a coach in, hands grabbing his head in despair. When we get games as insane as this, you might feel like something is going on behind the scenes. And I know I feel that way as well when I see something that crazy that happened last night, which is why I want you to delete any sportsbook app you have on your phone right now. Okay, did you do it? Because now I want you to go and download Polymarket. They're the world's largest prediction market where you can use the knowledge you get from my videos to make informed decisions in real time on any game in any state. Polymarket makes it easy by displaying the odds and percentage, and you just pick a team to win. You don't get locked out like sportsbooks do, which means you can cash out of a position at any time during the game, or get in on the action after the game already started. In this very game, the Celtics fell behind by 11 late in the second quarter. Instead of giving up all hope, it's actually a buy-in moment where you could have gotten a better deal and won even more money as the Celtics somehow pulled this out in the second overtime. Picks are so easy to make, and I'm going with the underdog tonight when Dallas plays host to the Lakers. Just look at the payout if the Mavericks turn their 4-game winning streak into 5. If you win $100 on a sportsbook site, they'll take around $9 in fees. But Polymarket matches you up with someone else in a true market, so they'll only charge you 10 cents on the transaction. Best of all, use my code BBALL and they'll give you $10 free. No credit card, no deposit, nothing. Just make sure to use my code when signing up so you can skip the line and literally get $10 to play with for free. Join the revolution with Polymarket.
I thought we handled their blitz, decent in the first half. Second half, I thought we had a much better rhythm on kind of their defenses, and I thought we executed a little bit better.
I'm not sure I'd agree with that, considering they had a 7-point lead with under 2 minutes to go and blew it down the stretch. Here's the blitzing defense Mazzulla was talking about, where they double Brown out of the pick and roll and perfectly rotate up and around to stymie the drive and force a tough shot on the baseline that got blocked. Made even worse when Keita foolishly stops the clock with a foul 94 feet away from the basket. I think the flaw in the game plan by the Celtics was not attacking the blitzing defense in the most optimal way. As the defense sends 2 to the ball, the pass should be going to someone flashing to the nail. This would give them a 3-on-2 fast break in the half court. Instead, Simons drifts out to the circle, enabling the defense time to get back in position and force up an impossible shot. They saved it temporarily by hustling for the offensive rebound, but Brown might still be thinking the refs are ignoring obvious fouls despite a decent contest from Porter on the kind of contact they never call at the end of the game. The clock is your friend when you have a little lead, so it makes no sense to me that Brown would foul like this and gift the Nets 2 points while the clock doesn't run. The Celtics do the same positioning again versus the blitz, and while it did get them a look, I have to insist sending someone into this area for the catch would be infinitely better. Instead, they throw a 40-foot skip pass where Clowney has time to get over there to contest the 3 into a miss, and the Nets are alive. This was frustrating to watch, as everyone in the gym knows they want to go to Porter Jr. for the last shot. Garza does a decent job handling the little pin down to get a hand up, but Hauser is doing nothing with this lunge from the side. He needed to switch and stay in front of Clowney so he could box him out and force him into a loose ball foul before he get the ability to tip it in for the tie. And then another confounding sideline out of bounds play by the Celtics that just doesn't make sense. They line 3 guys up like they're playing football, but instead of breaking into cuts or screens for the primary option in Jaylen Brown, they all 3 just start walking forward. Brown runs at a terrible angle to get the pass considering the inbounder has a defender right in front of him, and it's no surprise this is the shot they end up getting from whatever play this was. So I don't think the Celtics really deserve to win this game, and perhaps it's due to the fact that the Nets don't want to win many games as they compete for a high draft choice. But hopefully, the Celtics learn from this and avoid the kind of errors we saw if they want to make a run in the playoffs.